Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the sports segment of the weekend show. I'm Ayo Adams, and I'm walking through the happenings in the world of sports this morning. And most of our headlines this morning revolves around the sanctions that the sporting world has dropped on Russia amidst the invasion. But then let's start with tennis. As for the longest, when you hear the world #1 flashes of certain superstars' name ring in your head, such as Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic, but that will no longer be the case as the reigning US Open champion and Australian Open finalist Daniel Medvedev overtook Novak Djokovic after the Serbian crashed out of the Dubai Tennis Championships, losing to Czech's Jiří Veselý 6-7, 7-6, and with a tiebreaker 7-4. The ascension of the Russian superstar to the highest peak of the sport was nothing short of his brilliant displays against top-seeded players and demolition of those below his ranking. He has been ruthless, resilient, and is on his way to become a household name in tennis. Still on the Russian invasion on Ukraine, the FIA Formula One Championship that visits countries across the world with their vision to unite people. And in the light of the recent uproar between Ukraine and Russia, the FIA on Thursday, in conjunction with teams and vital stakeholders of the sport, concluded that it would be impossible to hold the Russian Grand Prix in light of current circumstances. Former world champion Sebastian Vettel stated, "My opinion is that I should not go. It is wrong to race in that country." As current world champion Max Verstappen said, when a country is at war, it is not correct to race there. Now let's move to the Champions League, and then the Ukrainian Premier League was suspended the ongoing season, 2021 season, after President Volodymyr Zelensky imposed the martial law. There was no definite date for the resumption, but at least the whole month will pass by before any further decision is made. The league was in its 18th match day before the sabbatical was announced. Now let's proceed into the Champions League, as the governing body of the European football, UEFA, on Thursday, after an emergency meeting, called off the scheduled Champions League final dated to be held in May at the Gazprom Arena in St. Petersburg, Russia. The final has now been moved to France due to Russia's invasion, and Russian clubs, UEFA stated that Russian and European clubs and national teams competing in any UEFA competitions will play their home matches at neutral venues. Well, a couple of matches happened during the midweek in the Champions League, where we saw Manchester United take on Atletico Madrid, while Ajax took on Benfica. Ajax pointman and Champions League top scorer Sebastian Haller extended his goal tally at the summit of the Champions League to 11 goals in the competition, becoming the first ever player to score in his first 6 games and the quickest player to reach double figures after the game. Well, he said after the game that "I am living my dream," as Ajax was held to a stalemate against Portuguese side Benfica. While the Africa's man now has 11 goals in the Champions League. Well, let's move to the other game that happened at the Wanda Metropolitano. That's Manchester United versus Atletico Madrid at home. It was an unusual figure who came up clutch at the Wanda Metropolitano to rescue Manchester United, as opposed to the usual culprit, the great Cristiano Ronaldo. Ralf Rangnick brought on youngster Elanga, who slotted in an equalizer to cancel out João Felix's 7th-minute opener. Man United will now look to wrap up the second leg tie at the Old Trafford next week. Let's switch gears to the Europa League, as its round of 32 ended on Thursday, which saw Barcelona dump out Napoli at home in Naples at the Diego Maradona Stadium, as the Blaugranas were devastating on the counter-attack whenever they caught the opponent on a break. Napoli responded, but Xavi's men had all it took to take progress into the next round, as the tie ended 5-3 in aggregate. In other scenes in Scotland, it was an upset at the Signal Iduna Park last Thursday when Dortmund was stunned by Rangers 4-2. The return leg in Scotland was nothing short of entertaining, as they drew 2-2 and brushed out the black and yellow boys. Well, coming up next on your screen are the fixtures for the round of 16 of the UEFA Europa League. Well, we're going to have a lot of matches happening, and also we have Barcelona that will be taking on Galatasaray. A lot of breathtaking matches are going to be happening at the Europa League fixture in the round of 16. Well, let's move on into other games that are happening. Let's move on into, we have the first English silverware of the football season will take center stage on Sunday, as Chelsea seek to populate their trophy cabinet with another trophy as they go against Liverpool. Chelsea knocked out Tottenham as Arsenal were knocked out by Liverpool. Well, who will take the trophy from the Man City's hands? Let's know on our predictions. Let's know on our Instagram page and Twitter about the predictions. Who do you think will take the trophy on Sunday? Chelsea versus Liverpool. Is it going to be Mohamed Salah, or is it going to be Lukaku, or Thomas Tuchel taking over Jurgen Klopp? Well, it's another match day of thrilling fixtures across the top 5 leagues in Europe. We have in the Premier League, we have a couple of games happening in the Premier League this weekend. Up there on your screen, you can have Leeds United, who are going to be playing Tottenham on the day. We have Manchester United are going to be playing Watford. We have Brighton who are going to be playing Aston Villa. And we have Crystal Palace taking on Burnley. And Everton will be taking on Manchester City. Moving on into the other fixtures that are going to be happening in La Liga. We have Mallorca going to be taking on Valencia. We have Getafe playing Alaves. And once we're going to have Rayo Vallecano taking on Real Madrid, who are leading the table. Current champions Atletico Madrid will be taking on Celta Vigo, as Villarreal on Sunday will be playing Espanyol. Sevilla will be playing Real Betis in the Sevilla derby, as Real Sociedad will be taking on Osasuna, as Barcelona will be taking on Atletico Bilbao. And then in the SERIA A, we have other games coming up too. Well, yesterday, game ended 1-1 with AC Milan, and Inter Milan also ended 0-0. Well, then this weekend, we're going to have Salernitana taking on Bologna, as Empoli will be taking on the old ladies Juventus at home. Sassuolo will be playing Fiorentina, and on Sunday, we're going to have Torino playing Cagliari, where Verona will be taking on Venezia. Spezia will be taking on Jose Mourinho's AS Roma, and Lazio will be taking on the just-defeated Napoli at home. And on Monday, you're going to have Atalanta at home to Sampdoria. Well, like I stated earlier, the EFL Championship final will be taking center stage on Sunday this weekend between Chelsea and Liverpool. Go to our Instagram page, Twitter, and Facebook, and let us know what you think. What are your predictions? If you're a lucky winner, you might be up for some prizes. Well, that's all I have for you on the sports segment of the Weekend Show. See you.